Thanks, Taylor. It's nice to have you back. Excuse me. Nice to be back in the bush, although it is been very wet. Taylor's going to find all the little things. Shouldn't be too hard. Lots of little things around. But we have got the one and only Tavangumi. He must be 5 now. Must be about 5, if I'm not mistaken. I remember him arriving 2 years ago. He was about 3. So he's now established himself in this sort of Bifosuk, sort of southwestern section of Bifosuk, into sort of this little piece of. Here comes a zebra beak, eh? They must know Taylor's here. Oh, Taylor and her zebras. The zebras came running down the road and got a little bit of a fright. You see that little patch of dirt behind its feet? It was running towards us and then it just hit the brakes. The lions were not far from here last night when we went back. We did hear alarm calls before, but nothing crazy. And our male leopard is looking at these zebras with interest, but I think they might be a little bit too much for you. Momo, he is most certainly a prince, isn't he? And that is his throne, the typical Sabi Sands shots, everyone, of a marula tree and a leopard lounging in it. Instrumental for leopards out here to have these tall trees to be able to hoist their kills in and to be able to sleep in, keep them out of danger. They will get snuck up on by lions, and lions will kill them if they can find them. The whole predator versus predator game out here is real. All these predators will kill each other if they can, kill their babies, kill the adults if they corner them. So big male leopard doesn't have a lot to worry about apart from lion and other male leopards. But with trees around, they are able to avoid lions calling. Same place we left them last night. Exactly where we left them last night, on Sandy Patch. You see, he looks at them, the direction, and he just knows, oh, I know where they are. Mart, it's a tricky one. You know, aging a cat, you know, you can tell if if a leopard is an adult or if they're still young. There's ways of seeing that. You know, males, for example, don't have the developed neck. They're not fully grown in size, and females also are quite dainty. But it is not easy. It's not easy. As they get older, their teeth wear down and their ears get a bit tatty. But it's not very easy to say this is a 15 versus a 10-year-old leopard. It'd be tricky to say that. But you know, thankfully, here in Djuma, we've got a long lineage of cats and their mothers and fathers, and we know them. We know them intimately. Many people even know the exact day that they were born. So we've been able to gauge that way through through physically documenting, but if I came across a male leopard, I could tell you whether he's in his prime or over his prime, or if he's young, but I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly how old he is. But some male leopards age a bit differently, and they're a bit more battle-scarred. Hukumuri definitely looked a lot older than he was due to his injuries and his scarring on his face and his eye. Whereas Tingana, well, he definitely looked like he had aged some years, but he was still in a very good condition, even up until the last moments we saw him. But then no one really knew how old he was. But Tavangumi comes from down south, and the guys down there know him intimately. We kind of had an exchange. Wasana went south and Tavangumi came north. Sadly, though, Tavangumi has decided to spend his time, well, sadly for us, spend most of his time just here north of the boundary. He doesn't see it as a boundary like we do. He sees it as prime leopard habitat. Chanel, it looks good, doesn't it? The blue background. He's not going to go anywhere. There we go. How comfortable does he look? Out of 10, BK? 9?
9?
Yep.
Yep.
I remember years ago at Singita, a leopard had climbed up the big leadwood tree, a dead leadwood, and had our trackers used to, under the tracker seat in the front, they'd often shove their jackets in there because it used to get hot, but it was very cold in the morning. And the typical sort of greyish Singita guiding ranger jacket, tracker jacket that was issue those days, probably the same. I found a leopard up the tree with one of those jackets perched underneath his chin. He was using it as a wonderful pillow. Lovely photos of that. Jacket was never the same after that. Great marketing tool. Well, it's, you know, those really fluffy, nice, warm jacket smell. Folded up a couple of times. I tell you, it's far better than a marula branch. What it is doing.